Hello, I'm Ivan, and my opponent, Elizabeth, is arguing why we should vote for Bernie Sanders. And I'm going to be talking about her second point, which is a need for revolution. Sanders, Bernie Sanders, in order to create that kind of revolution, he needs to have support from Congress and legislators. Tommaso Segantini, an Italian journalist, in his article, Bernie Sanders Can't Save America, from Jacobin magazine, interviews Noam Chomsky. And Chomsky says that, suppose that Sanders won, he would be alone. He doesn't have congressional representatives, he doesn't have governors, he doesn't have support in the bureaucracy, he doesn't have state legislators, and standing alone in the system, he couldn't do very much. A real political alternative would be across the board, not just a figure in the White House. So if Bernie Sanders were to be elected, that doesn't mean that the revolution would actually happen. It just goes to show that he needs to have more support in order for this revolution to actually happen. Another point that Elizabeth said was about the income inequality. She says that there's more of a gap, but wealth and income have been increasing in the middle class. According to Grant Phillips in the Libertarian Republic, April 2015, a well-respected paper published by NBER, which is the National Bureau of Economic Research, further illustrates the increasing wealth and income going to the middle class. According to their findings, using our broadest measure of available resources, post-tax, post-transfer size adjustment, household income, median income growth of individual Americans improved to 36.7% from 1979 to 2007. So even though there has been a disappearing middle class, that doesn't mean that it's completely gone and it's not healing. Let's see. Another reason why Bernie Sanders is not the best choice for the nominee is without all of the help, he's a terrible choice because as an advocated socialist, there's a chance he might lose to Trump. Michael Cohen, professor at Columbia University School of International and Public Affairs from the Boston Globe, says that Sanders talks a lot about a political revolution. If he's the Democratic nominee, he might get one that looks very different. And Democrats can't take that chance, not this year. Hillary Clinton is well known in the public sphere, and she has more experience in the White House and in international affairs. Bernie Sanders doesn't have the recognition and support that is needed to beat powerhouse Trump. He's far less known than Hillary, and he is an avowed socialist. According, again, to Michael Cohen, who's a professor at Columbia University, he says that Sanders does not have the same ability to energize Democratic partisans the way that Clinton does, and he is far less known entity. As an avowed socialist with a paper trail of political fraud statements and with very little foreign policy, he'd be ripe for Republicans' negative ads. So even though Bernie Sanders were to win this nomination, that doesn't mean that it's going to be easy for him to push his policies and bills as president. Is there a timer? The rich paid for the majority of the federal taxes. Grant Phillips, again, he claims that the rich don't pay for their fair share when, according to the Congressional Budget Office, the highest of income earners pay almost 70% of federal taxes. So Bernie Sanders, who wants to tax the I guess this would be the 1%, they are already paying high taxes. Let's see, furthermore, Andrew Kelly, who's a prominent critic of Bernie Sanders, and he also works for the American Enterprise Institute, has written that this is talking about college, and talking how he wants to make free 2-year college. He says that capping the tuition at 0 limits college spending to whether the public is willing to invest, but it doesn't change the cost of college or what institutions actually spend per student. And I know my opponent said something about it's gonna help the economy, but in reality, if the students aren't paying for their tuition, that just means that it shifts to the taxpayer. And when the taxpayer takes the responsibility of paying for this tuition, that just, it's going to hurt the economy because, okay, according to Kelly, if the past is any guide, the cost will continue to grow and an influx of federal money may lead profligate administrators to spend even more. Enrollment will increase, further multiplying the cost of free college. And with the higher enrollment, that just goes, a lot of people are gonna stop working, and it's gonna create a deficit, or it's gonna create a lot of people to default on their loans because they can't afford to work and go to school. Right.